Hey folks, welcome back. Todd Mansfield here from Byron Herbalist, and today I wanted to share with you my approach to choosing the right functional test. This is really important. I want to keep it nice and short and to the point, and the main kind of reason why I wanted to make this video is because recently, maybe because it's taking longer for patients to see me, it might be between 6 to 8 weeks wait before their first appointment. They reach out and they say, look, can we do the testing now while I'm waiting so we have all the information when we first connect and then we don't have to wait for labs to process it. Totally get it. Some of these labs that I use and kind of have come to love, practice changers, have been so helpful for chronically unwell patients. Some of them have to go to America from Australia, and sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5 weeks from when the sample was taken until we get the results. Huge delay. Really kind of no way around it for some of these tests. So why wouldn't we test first, even before we see each other? And the main reason is because I don't know what's going on for you as an individual, as a patient. I don't know what your symptoms are. I don't know what your history is. I don't have a suspicion on what your root cause might be that I would be looking to confirm or deny with a functional stool test, with a functional urine test, that would be an organic acids test, with blood testing, or with breath testing. Those are the top 4 tests that I use commonly. And if they were free, or if money grew on trees, I'd say, look, just go and get all 4 of them, come back. But if we did that, and the symptoms didn't kind of indicate the need for it, it would be a complete waste of money, a complete waste of time, and just not a valuable approach for you as a patient. So let's get into the article, Choosing the Right Functional Test. Always, there's a link in the description below if you wanted to follow along. So individualized medicine, that's really what we're looking to offer here at Byron Herbalist, and it is very specific to you as an individual. What has your health history been? What are your presenting symptoms? And what was, if you have it, your never been well since moment. That moment where everything turned, and since that point you haven't been well. Now, if we were talking about a good baseline test that I would order for everyone, if they could afford it, it would be the organic acids test from Great Plains Labs. And that is one lab that does take time to get the results for. So, if we did want to order one test, any test, without seeing a patient, it would be this one here. So moving off of the OAT test, back to the article, again, a baseline lab for anyone that could afford it would be an organic acids test. That doesn't mean that we don't need other testing. So that's when we are looking and exploring and discussing in your initial consult your symptoms, how long you've had these symptoms, what that kind of trigger was for the symptoms. I do a lot of stool testing. At the moment, I'm using a lab called the Complete Microbiome Mapping. You could use the GI map if you are in North America. And I am also doing a lot of Sibo breath testing. And, I've had discussions with my colleagues, and some of them don't do a whole lot of Sibo breath testing. I say, look, the patient tells you whether they have Sibo or not. It's, reasonably easy to pick. And, if it's not Sibo, it's some other form of overgrowth. And we're going to be using the same treatments to address it, more or less. And my response there, I've done a lot of thinking on this. My response there would be, I want to see numbers on the page, particularly if it's methane Sibo. So if a patient's bloated, constipated, gassy, it's got delayed transit time, might be experiencing reflux, food intolerances, that's starting to sound a lot like methane Sibo or even methane overgrowth in the large bowel. I would want to see how much methane gas is being produced. Labs come in, we review them. We've got you on a little maintenance plan before the labs come in, just to see how much progress we can get based on my clinical intuition and interpretation of your symptoms. And then we do a little review of your labs, see how you're tracking on the treatment plan, the initial maintenance plan, and we just get stuck right into treating the root cause. and the presenting symptoms. Once we get a little bit of a momentum and get some flow, I generally see patients when they are winding up their bottles of herbs. This is about a 5-week bottle. And when we're just down to that last kind of week or so, we connect, see how you're traveling, and then I can reformulate. So hopefully that helped. I thought it was important. I'm getting a few emails saying, why can't we just order tests now? Why doesn't that make sense? And, apart from the organic acids test from Great Plains, which again, I'd recommend to anyone that can afford it, it doesn't make much sense without knowing what your symptoms are. That's what we're doing in the first consult, is assessing you and then making recommendations based on that assessment. So look forward to seeing you in a future video. If you liked it, then click the like button below, leave a comment, and I always appreciate your feedback.